Yeah, hi everyone. This is our project. The project title is called as like in build and deployment of an IPv6 associated simulation environment, mainly for the mesh network. And you're making use of an REST architecture. REST is like a representational state transfer architecture. It is completely based upon the constrained application protocol on Azure platform using the contiki OS. So there is a real-time operating system on the Azure based. So Azure RTOS has been utilized in this project and which is completely run using the Azure platform. So first we have deployed this project in our local system. So in the local environment, you can see the environment here. So we have created one of the IoT gateway and multiple edge devices. So the use case we built for the timing as like a variable technology, the code we can see here is completely written in the C programming here. So the code which creates the IPv6 network and the device will communicate to each other. So for each of that, we are using the REST architecture has been built. So you can see here the devices are able to communicate each other and we are controlling the simulation environment and the packet transformation will come up here. So we created the tunneling for this one, so which has assigned the IPv6 address with an prefix of 4A. And we can communicate to these devices and the gateway. So the gateway what has been created, it will mainly store the IP address. That is what we call it as like a routing table. So the routing table which has been created, it will maintain the IP addresses, IP routing network. I mean, the table of all the devices has been stored up here. And using the Koya browser, we can reach out to the devices. It can discover and it can communicate and it can collect the data. So this is what completely has built using an IPv6 based upon network configuration. So now this code completely has been pushed into the GitHub as well. And so let me show the GitHub. So we can see here the complete code has been pushed into the GitHub here. So the GitHub is under Vino and the IPv6 simulator since we are simulated the environment. The same IPv6, whatever the code which has been pushed, we utilized an Azure DevOps. So you can see here in the Azure DevOps, we have created one of the application which is called as like a mesh network. So in the mesh network application, we have created and we have pushed our completely the project. So in the repo, so the completely the code which has been pushed into the Azure DevOps. So that we have utilized for the simulator. So in the Azure platform, so as like it is completely an IoT based application, so we have created and we have utilized multiple Azure resources. One of the resource among that is an Azure IoT Central application. So in that Azure IoT Central application, so we can see the URL, so where our mesh network Azure IoT Central has been created. In this creation, we have utilized an IoT plug and play mobile where the variable, as a variable, the old age people or so anyone if they are carrying the device, if they fell down or if anything happens, it can be tracked within real-time data. Two device has been capturing the data here. So and we can create the device group with where you can multiple device, two device has been attached here. So two device we can multiple members can be connected here. So if we go to the plug and play, like, and mainly especially for the looking into the data, we can see multiple things. What is the battery? Let me show the one more device for the more details. So looking into the overview, we can see what is the altitude, what is the exact location where we are recording the project at present, where the exact location of the device which has been connected, and in the Azure platform, we can see everything, and even the altitude, what is the battery level of the device, and what is the acceleration, the sensor details, and what is the pressure, and even many more details like an magnetic induction and the rotation, all the details we can. If any person has been fell down, we can send the alert and notification using the Azure Rules engine has been utilized. These are the parameters which has been collected and this is completely deployed in the Azure platform. Thank you everyone.